Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video I'm going to be doing the makeup mess tag, and this tag was created by Lacie from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips. Before we get into the video today, make sure you click the subscribe button down below if you are new around here. This is your go-to channel for all things Aussie beauty. So I have the questions here on my phone, and there are 15 questions in total, and we are just going to run through them, and I know you'll get a little bit more information, a little bit more of an insight into my makeup routine, how I do things, etc, etc. So the first question is, how often do you wash your makeup / sponges? So I am a little bit embarrassed to say that I hardly ever wash my makeup brushes. I don't think I have washed my makeup brushes since before I moved, which would easily be over 3 months now. This is like my big box of makeup brushes, but I don't use these ones on a daily basis. This is like my brush pile that I dig into if I am doing like a look like this, because I need more brushes to dip into different colors. Everything kind of went in here because it kind of needed a wash, but I haven't had the time, the motivation, or the care factor, I guess you could say, to wash these brushes, but they are in desperate need of a wash. I am usually pretty good at keeping up with them, not so much as like washing them once a week or once every 2 weeks, but more so I have quite a lot of brushes, as you can see, and that's just kind of like my emergency stash right now. The ones that I use on a daily basis are like 3 or 4 brushes. I am usually pretty good with not reusing the same brush over and over again if I can avoid it. I have quite a lot of brushes, so I have like different cups on my desk, and I kind of put my used brushes in cups when I'm finished with them, and then I kind of try and avoid using them again until they're washed. But sometimes that can't be avoided, and if I'm using, like say today, if I am gonna use a blue eyeshadow next week, I'll probably grab out the same eyeshadow brushes again if I haven't had a chance to wash my brushes, which is highly likely. I do also have one of these, which is a color switch, which also helps me avoid washing my makeup brushes even more than I used to avoid it, which this is great. Probably not the best idea for hygiene reasons. My brushes only get used on me, so yes, they're transferring bacteria, but it's not like I'm giving my acne bacteria or something to someone else, or using a brush that I've used on someone else on my skin. I do also have the Cinema Secrets spot cleaner, and I will just use that to like spot clean them. I use a beauty blender like on a daily basis, and I usually wash that every day before I put my foundation and concealer on, unless I'm running late. If I'm running late, I will just give it a miss that day. So if I'm running late, it will be like every 1 to 2 days. I wash my sponges more than I wash my brushes, and that's probably a good thing because sponges do tend to harbour more bacteria than the brushes do. Question number 2 is, how do you organise your makeup collection? So at the moment my makeup is in black plastic storage boxes, which is breaking my heart. It's breaking my heart. I have 2 Alex drawer systems. I think it's called the Alex cupboard, and I also have the long, it's like 2-meter bench top. I don't really like having my makeup out on my counter, so I usually put everything in the drawers. Sometimes I might have a bottle or something that's too large to go in the drawers, so I have little like cardboard boxes. I'll keep like 1 or 2 of them on top of the counter, and I will put the larger items that can't fit anywhere in those. Usually the only thing that stays out on my counter are my makeup brushes, my makeup mirror, and like lip balms, and my beauty blenders. So that's usually all I like to keep out. Question number 3 is, do you put your makeup products away after every use, or do you leave them out for tomorrow? This also depends on a number of factors. At the moment, my makeup is left out on my counter in my bathroom in a box, and in that box I have all the products in my project pan, so that probably would normally stay out on my desk because they're products that I use every single day. So I don't really see any point in putting them away when I use them every single day. If I'm grabbing out like a bright palette or a palette that I don't use on a daily basis, I will usually put it away after I've finished with it. So it just depends on what makeup I'm grabbing for. If it's makeup that I am grabbing for work, I will just leave it out because I go to work 5 days a week and I use the same makeup every single day for work because I'm trying to use them up in my project pan. Question number 4 is loose or pressed powder. Now I have both. I mean, I like both for certain reasons. I don't prefer one over the other. It usually depends on what the formula is. So I have loose powders, I have pressed powders, and I like both. Pressed powders are a lot easier to chuck in your handbag or take traveling with you because you're not worried about powder moving around in your bag and then you open it up and there's powder like everywhere. That's one beauty of pressed powders, is they're just in a compact and you just swirl your brush to loosen it up. I get pressed powder everywhere, like every freaking where. That's why I normally try and do my makeup before I put my clothes on for work and stuff, because I end up with like powder all over myself otherwise and it just turns into a hot mess. Question number 5 is, do you ever fall asleep before taking your makeup off? Nowadays, that is a big fat no. I will even insist on my drunk ass taking my makeup off. The other night I drank a little bit too much and I came home and my husband said, just go to bed. But I insisted on him helping me take my makeup off because I refused to go to bed with my makeup on, and man, this drunk ass definitely made it difficult for him to help me take my makeup off. I used to, when I was younger or when I went out clubbing, a lot of the times I would probably end up going to bed with my makeup on. Nowadays I know how important it is to take your makeup off and give it a good wash at the end of the day, so usually it always comes off. Number 6 is, what makeup rules do you like to break? Probably my main rule is washing your makeup brushes. I never wash my makeup brushes, as I just explained. My other main rule probably would be not wearing mascara. I love wearing mascara. I love how mascara makes my eyelashes look and makes my makeup look, but on the daily basis for work, 5 out of 7 days a week, I am not wearing mascara. I never wear mascara to work. I sit in front of a computer all day, every day, and I wear glasses and my eyes get pretty strained by the end of the day, and most times I'll start rubbing them, so I don't want mascara smeared all over my face. So I don't wear mascara to work. I still wear eyeshadow. I still wear a full face of makeup. I don't throw out my mascaras as often as I should. I also don't throw out my beauty blenders or my makeup sponges as often as I should, but I feel like because I wash them almost every day or every second day, I can get a little bit longer out of my beauty blenders, but I don't throw them out as much as I should. Number 7 is, will you use a product if it is cracked or broken? I 100% will. I will repress that bad boy because I want to make sure I am getting my money's worth out of that product. I will include things in my project pan if they've started to hit pan and I want to use them up, and then if I am having trouble getting the product out of the pan, I will deliberately break that thing up and repress it so it's easier to use. If I drop a product or if something starts crumbling or breaking, I will just like repress it so I can use it. Number 8 is, do you wait to pan a product completely before you replace it? Now this depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about like eyeshadows or mascaras, I'm trying to think of what else. Anything to do with like eye products, lip products, there is no way I will pan a product before I replace it. In terms of like, if I pan a color in an eyeshadow palette, I'm probably not gonna just buy a new eyeshadow palette just for that one color. In saying that though, I have never panned an eyeshadow palette. If it's more like powder products, most likely I will, unless there's a sale. So Priceline in Australia usually have like their 40% off makeup sales, so I will usually probably grab a couple of face powders while I'm in the sale just so I can have them ready to go, and it saves me a bit of money. Like if I'm saving 40% off on a powder product that I'm going to use every single day, I'm going to grab a couple while I'm there. Number 9 is, how do you feel about sharing makeup? I to an extent don't have an issue with it. Things like eyeshadow palettes, any kind of powder products are super easy to sanitize, so I don't really have any issue with lending them. I guess even lip products, depending on the person, I wouldn't really have an issue with sharing, but in terms of like mascaras, probably not, eyeliners, probably not, depending on the person. Like, it would 100% depend on the person and how well I knew them, and their cleanliness would be whether I would share it with them or not. Number 10 is, how do you feel about buying or sharing used makeup? Now, I haven't ever really purchased any used makeup, and I don't think I've ever really traded any used makeup. I've given my used makeup away to people, and I have no issue with that. If they're happy to take it from me, I'm happy to give it to them. I personally myself probably haven't ever taken makeup from anyone, purely because I have such a large collection, and usually if I want something, I will just go out and buy it. And I'm probably the person out of all of my friends that has the biggest makeup collection, so I'm usually the one that's sharing my used products with friends rather than the other way around. Number 11 is, how often do you declutter your makeup? I decluttered my makeup before I moved, but I think the whole time since I've been using makeup or accruing my collection, I've only ever decluttered my makeup twice. But in saying that, I mean, I do have a large collection compared to most people, but in terms of some people, my collection's probably quite small considering. Number 12 is, do you use your fingers to apply makeup? And that is a yes. I use my fingers to apply things like BB creams, CC creams, even some concealers I will blend out with my fingers. I will apply eyeshadows, glitters, pigments on my eyes with my fingers. Sometimes I will apply a lipstick and then dab it out with my fingers. So I'm not opposed to using my fingers by any means. Sometimes I find they're quite helpful. Number 13 is, what products, if any, do you hoard in your purse, bag, backpack, etc.? So the number one thing that I hoard in my handbag would be lip balms and lipsticks. I keep pressed powders in there and also blotting sheets. So they're the 4 main things that are usually in my handbag. Number 14 is, what is your least favorite step in your makeup routine? I would probably say mascara or eyeliner, purely because, I mean, I'm not hating on mascara, purely because I seem to be a total unco, and every time I apply mascara I seem to get a smudge somewhere on my inner corner, or I will end up, because I have quite long eyelashes, getting eyelash marks of mascara along my top lid, so I end up having to wipe it off. And then eyeliner, purely because it's a bit of a pain. I can never seem to get them even. And tight lining, I hate tight lining. Anything that I have to put on my tight line or my top lash line, my eyes just automatically start tearing up, and it is just, it's a nightmare. You can just imagine, like, I've done a full eye look and then I start like tight lining the top lash line and my eyes just start watering, and it just ruins everything. Number 15 is, what is your worst makeup memory? I really should have thought about this one before I started filming. I don't know. In high school, I used to wear a lot of just black eyeliner on the bottom waterline. Probably like mismatching foundations. That's probably a bad one that I used to do as well. I still do sometimes, and you know, you accidentally buy a color online that's the wrong color, so you have to mix and match to try and make it work because you can't return it. Back when I was living with my bestie and we would do our makeup to go out, man, some of those eye looks were horrendous. Just looking back now, I'm like, how on earth, why on earth did I leave the house like that? So that's it for this video, everyone. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you like me doing tags. I just thought this would be like a fun kind of video to do while I'm still trying to get back in my groove. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down below if you want to keep up to date on all things Aussie beauty. If there is any Australian beauty brands or beauty products that you want me to try and review, let me know in the comments box down below, and I will look into purchasing them and trialing them, and I will put a review up for you. That's it for this video, everyone. Thanks for stopping by and clicking on this video to hang out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.